What is up, y'all? Oh, we have a green thing. That's good. Alrighty. What did what the hell did I do with my oh crap. What's up, y'all? How's it going? Good morning. Happy Saturday morning to everybody. That actually timed out really well. I'm amazed. Because it's been hectic this morning. Unusually so. Still have a couple of wire issues going on here, but I noticed as I moved away from one screen to the other that everything was going good on y'all's end, and I got a green light, so hopefully we will have some good FPS. Frames per second. My life during YouTube live. No, don't park in my parking place. Gone. Thank you. Anyway, hey, so happy Saturday, y'all. Happy Saturday 19, as I put in the title. I have kind of been off of YouTube for a week. I didn't, yeah, it's kind of like, work burnout. It's like a mini vacation from YouTube. I did do some videos, but I didn't have it in me to edit. It's just, I get so tired of looking at that editing program all the time. Literally, I get tired of watching myself repeat what I did throughout the day because, I kind of know what I did. And it's just, I have to watch myself do things over again. So I did take a little bit of it, and I hadn't put any videos out. It wasn't really a planned thing. I just realized by about Wednesday at about 6 o'clock, I was like, damn, I didn't even put a notification up. I just smooth dropped out on Wednesday Night Live. No, hey, we're not doing it tonight, nothing. It was just like, yeah. And I realized that at 6 o'clock. By then it was too late to do anything about. So, yeah, at that point I was just like, screw it. I'm just going to take a little break from this and relax for a minute. But that means that I'm kind of slacking on my video responsibilities to you guys, right? It's frustrating having to deal with that sometimes. So I'm going to catch up on the comments because I have not really even looked besides to see that somebody said that everything was okay. Hey, Billy Bob Rune, what's up? Rune talking about Asa Abloy with 15 other names. SE Lock and Key. I don't have anybody that can come out right now. Thanks. Rune talking about Asa with their 15 subsidiary names attached to them. Like, yeah. When I saw that, I was reminded of, it was a sitcom or something. Oh, no, S.H.I.E.L.D. Yeah, Strategic Homeland, something. You really ought to shorten that. So if I'll say Alboy shorten it, it'd be Alsdazzle. No, that doesn't work. Hey, Fred, what's up? Yes, I was off Fred was asking me about that. I really was kind of useless this week. We'll talk about that in a minute. So, hey, Wayne Grant, what's up? Good morning, afternoon, evening. Well, I know it's good morning for you, Tyler. So, good morning, Tyler. Night Owl, good morning. Actually, afternoon. And Ian, what's up? Evening to you. Wayne Grant. Oh, hey, Starry Lock, what's up? How are you? Welcome to Live Saturday Morning 19. Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm glad to see you. I know some people have to work in and out. That's cool. Just appreciate you stopping in as always and giving a shout out in the comments so we know you were here. Always appreciate that. Everybody saying yes, hit the like button. Hey everyone, hey Tim, what's going on? And let's see, who else did I miss in here? Pete, wow, got some comments to catch up on. Peter, Fox, Pete, and Pete Woodfine. Paul, good morning. Andy, good morning. Wes, good morning. And Saturday. Kevin, good morning. Andrew, did I already say Andrew? Andrew, you were the one that won last week, were you not? You never sent me an email with your information, so I could not mail you anything. selockandkey@gmail.com. Good morning, William. Mansell, Torch, good morning. All right, so then we're catching up on us. Okay, so I went live right there, and then Brian, good morning. Wayne from Wiz UK, Wayne Wiz UK. That's a new Wayne. So we got two Waynes in the feed. Two Waynes up in the feed. Pete is correct. Yes, I did say Wednesday was going to be a very scattered thing because it screws up my Saturday feed. So, and obviously I just took it as a moment to take a mini vacation. Daryl Linden, hey, what's going on, Daryl? Hey, say hey to Carol for me. And yeah, these dang people that are just calling when I'm trying to do a freaking live stream. But Supreme Headquarters, International Espionage and Law Enforcement Division, SHIELD. Okay. Once again, Night Owl busting out with the information that we need to know on specific things. If I don't know something, which I don't know a hell of a lot of stuff, somebody in our feed will know, most likely Night Owl or Tyler or Wayne. Any of you guys have such awesome information right there at your little fingertips in your brain. You would be good on Jeopardy or one of those, you know, random trivia game show things. So what I was messing with when we came into the feed was, where'd it go? Where'd I put it? A thing that I had to do. We got to do a thing here. Oh, I put it down here. And a thing that I got to do. And I was just inspecting it. This is supposed to be. Hola, George. The thumbs down troll. Thumbs down troll is the scammer. Yeah, the scammer people. Oh my God, scam phone calls are just really ridiculous. I've been getting them on my, well, no, actually I've been getting a wrong number. Some bitch named Christine, sorry, but I guess listed my phone number because I've been getting nonstop collection calls from people who don't believe that I'm not Christine. This is a, it's supposed to be a Kawasaki ignition. And most Kawasaki's don't actually have a code on it. The only thing I see on this one, let me back up. I'm putting the cart before the horse here, y'all, because I need a flashlight. And then when I took my flashlight, you know, one thing leads to another. I noticed got some heavy corrosion going on my flashlight doodad, so I was actually right in the middle of spraying it here. When I had other stuff to do on the live feed. But I gotta have my flashlight to look in this thing because the key is supposed to be a KW15 BP. We do a lot of motorcycle work. We have a lot of motorcycle, not gangs, but like riding groups around here that cause all kind of grief with neighborhood people. I probably know almost every one of them by nature. I've actually had them invite me. Whoa, hey. That may be why it was dead, because I left it on. So yeah, I could go hang out with the motorcycle crew if I really wanted to, and I probably know 3/4 of them. So I'm going to peek in this keyhole because the KW15 BP key, all you guys who want to see stuff about locks, this is it. Here it is, right here, because the rest of the broadcast may not be. This is not working real well. Hold on, I've got my mouse right at the microphone, so I'm kind of talking lower. I thought I had a dust cover shutter opener holder thing sitting over here, but I don't guess I do. You can never find those things when you need them, and you can always find them when you don't need them. So I just want to take a peek down in this keyhole because I believe there is a broken key up in this bad boy. Well, this thing is not working well for me either. I'd blast it. Hold on. Let's just put it in. Let's just put a tension tool in there. There we go. So what I was gonna do, since I have to get this out. Jeez, Jason, you suck today. You suck at locksmithing. Yeah, I think there's a key up in this sucker. Let's see, let's put that right there. Oh, what's that? Because the key blank that's supposed to fit it is not going in. And I'm going to have to, that is actually going to put a big old, and I went through all my other Kawasaki blanks, and what he said this was supposed to be the key that I'm trying to put in there. So I'm going to go through my tension tool or my rakes here and see if I can't. I don't think there's a key in there. I think it may just be something hanging it up. I don't know if this bike's been set up or not, but if they set up for a while, yeah, they get kind of crunchy. But it does not feel like there is a key in there because I can put my pick all the way down in it. These are going to be single-sided wafer, so you can cut one side of the key and check it, but obviously we can't do that if... Oh, my flashlight. My flashlight is on over here. Ew, is that out of there? Oh, man. It actually sounds like... Hold on, let's see if we can do some. Okay. Oh, yeah, I did change that filter, but... let's see, here we go. Let's see, I don't know if y'all can hear that. It's got gritty graphite probably with ick, but the key's still not going in, so I don't know what's up with that. So that obviously is going to put a huge old damper on this. What I was gonna do was use my KW15 whatchamacallit. I use for motorcycle, I use Locktech AccuReader. And I have the KW15 reader, and I was just going to read it here on this live as part of the live, but if this key is not working, that means this has to come apart now. And I'm looking at it, this is not really one that's probably supposed to come apart, but that doesn't mean we're not going to give it a wild little shot here for a sec. I'm going to pop this plastic cover off. Famous last words. Famous last words. Alright, I do see a roll pin right there in that area, so that's not a good thing. I think that roll pin is going to be, I don't know, it's hard to tell with these things. Sometimes there's a oh, there it goes. Alright, Oh, so many roll pins. What in the hell's wrong with you? What in the hell is wrong with you? This is not going to be a... Ooh, do I have a code? Dang it. Sometimes they hide the code. Where's our local pet? What the hell? Oh, that's a spring. Man. I've worked on a lot of motorcycle locks. This son of a bitch does not look like it's going to be fun to work on. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but I'll hold it up. Let's see over there. See that? Let me move the chat so you can see it, so I can see you seeing it. But this is going to be one of those held in with several rivets or something. And this actually looks like a pokey deal right there. It looks like one, but it's not. So, I don't know how the hell I'm going to make a key for this, y'all. If it's a weirdo blank. I've got all the Kawasaki blanks. Just hoping for a code to miraculously appear. Like the last one I did was I made the joke about it a couple of lives back about feeling like I was the key maker from the Matrix because I was on top of a flatbed carrying nothing but a motorcycle, a huge flatbed. So it was like making a key for a motorcycle. But they had the code literally boop, right there. You could just look down at the ignition and read the code. Unfortunately, besides this 2D, 4D HH, which is certainly not a freaking code. Let's rub the dirt off. And we're just going to set this aside because I got a customer walking in. Hey.
Hey, you still ain't got my stool back.
Nah, yeah, it's being used. How are you?
Good.
Give me just a sec.
Is that the motorcycle?
Yes. And it's not cooperating.
We're having a radio broadcast?
Yep. Actually, right this second. So let me mute you real quick.
What's your name on YouTube?
It's SE Lock and Key Company. Yeah. It never was meant to be a thing. When I started it, it's way totally different than what it used. What I originally had no idea that I'd be doing this.
Okay.
But
Thanks, now.
thanks. Have a good one. Okay, y'all, I'm back. I'm gonna go ahead and get caught up on comments. We went ahead and put the Kawasaki aside, and I have not even caught up on comments in a minute. So it's been a minute. Hey, lockpicking gal, is that who showed up earlier? I missed. Did somebody say hey? Yeah, Tyler. That's what she gets. Any advice on doing automotive locksmithing? I kind of have hung up my automotive. I'm going way back on comments. I know it's been a minute, but downtime I ask about automotive locksmithing. So hopefully you guys have chimed in with maybe some advice on that. It's expensive. It's expensive nowadays. Definitely not like, well, I mean, it was always expensive, but nowadays it's just crazy expensive. And I just don't do an overly large amount of auto. Yeah, okay, I see. Night Owl answered. Yeah, exactly what I said. Everybody did. Yeah, good. Okay, good. Y'all are keeping up with the comments. Y'all are. I'm not fully prepared for this, but we're gonna. I'm so proud of you guys. We're gonna create a team, and it's gonna be called Lock Force. But we're not gonna jump out of a helicopter in high winds. Okay. Lock Force. And then I started thinking about it, and that doesn't really work because we don't really force locks. So, but yes, we have a team of superhero lock people here on Saturday mornings. Don't be the guy that jumps out of the helicopter in high wind. Hey, Decline, what's going on? Glad you could join in. Lock Force. Lock Gentle Force. Kiko was under the side of the gas cap. Yeah, I'm an older Kawasaki's they were. Okay, so if I missed a comment, I'm sorry, but now we gotta get going because somebody else just pulled up. So we may have to pause it once again. So let's see. Okay, they pulled off. Hey, get out of my parking spot. Oh yes, JPD. So JPD got these SUVs. Just off topic. JPD got these SUVs like a month ago, and this is a crappy picture, but they have not bought their tags yet. And you have 2 weeks from the date of purchase or the date of delivery to purchase car tags. JPD, and the reason why is because Hines County is one of the most ridiculously expensive places to buy a car tag. So if you buy, like, I've heard people saying that like their Lexuses and their Mercedes or brand new ones, the car tags are like $3,000 or $4,000 for the year, for the first year, and then they go down a little bit after that. But and I know a lot of y'all are like, well, if they can get a Mercedes, they can pay $3,000. But yeah, it's because our property taxes are lower than others. Some people charge more. Some places charge more property. Some charge on the cars. But yes, it's kind of funny because they are rolling illegally with no tags. And here is another, going back to locks. Wait, here's Ollie. Let's just get Ollie out of the way. This is our Chipu. It's a Chihuahua Poodle. Oh, look at that little man, little burrito we call him. Little burrito. So I was working on a door the other day, and I ran up on this thing. And that is a plastic door. Now, overseas, y'all would most likely call this a UPVC door. But here in America, we call that shit plastic. Plastic door. So there are a couple of things you got to worry about when you're drilling a plastic door. And you always know once you put that center, sometimes you don't know. I just thought it was really crappy metal because I'm kind of used to that. And you actually do have to be careful with really crappy metal, sheet metal, thin residential doors. Because instead of cutting, it can actually tear if or sometimes you have to pause when you're drilling or whatever. And yeah, really thin sheet metal or almost as bad as doing real deal sheet metal doors or like real metal doors. I'd much rather do that where you have, you know, that metal's not going to grab and tear because you just eased off pressures. And when you put that first hole in there, you kind of begin to realize what you're dealing with. And I realized I was dealing with a crappy plastic door. And then I drilled into it, and I was going to bring the plug in, but then this was underneath it. And when I first punched through the 2 1/8 inch hole and saw that, I was like, they put dowel. It looks like if you've ever bought short dowel plugs, like at the hardware store or something like that, and they've got those little ridges so that you are supposed to put glue around them, and hammer them down, cut it off or whatever. It literally looked like that. Now, that's not all the way through. That is just a layer. Underneath that is another layer, and again, I meant to bring it in from my tool bag, and I didn't because I'm stupid and I was slow this morning, but that's all right because I'm coming off my week of YouTube vacation. So, yes, whenever you're drilling crap like this, you always have to be very cautious, but it emitted a wonderfully hit you in the back of the throat, like a formaldehyde, not a formaldehyde, but like a plastic, like you went into a plastic factory, that tangy smell, whatever you call it. Night Owl, that's your cue to come up with whatever word I'm looking for there. Plastic, that's not formaldehyde, but it's that weird ass smell that makes you gag when it hits you in the throat. What's up, Black Bean Patrolman? Hey, Lockmania, welcome. What's up? Glad you could join in. Plastic, very cheap. It was formaldehyde. That's what I thought. Yeah, it's I know and so yeah, you have to be really cautious when you're working on freaking doors like that. Another one that I ran up on this week, and this was just an off thing. I was actually part of a video that I was gonna do, but I wasn't doing videos this week. But I keep like setup keys when I'm rekeying locks in the truck, and I went and grabbed it. I grabbed this ring because the guy needed 4, so I grabbed this ring and I had the locks apart like I normally do, and I went and turned it and put it in, pulled it out. And I always take, when you take the what am I trying to say? When you take the plug out, I always put the new key in. Like, I didn't look at the codes. I just took their key out, put it down, put the new key in, and that's where you can tell how off you are. And I was like, dang, that was close. That's crazy. And given the fact that it's Schlage, new locks with concaved out, routed out plug chambers, it would have very easily worked. So yes, we had to switch keys. Just a good reminder, y'all, when you're rekeying houses, to double check your keys. You want, you could have the couple the same, but you want the other 3 to be wildly different, and that's not wildly different. So likely they would have been able to jiggle the old key and get it open if I would have keyed it up. And that reminds me, people have sometimes asked me how I come up with, numbers. Like when I do sets of my pre-cut keys, there's 2 ways to do it. Just come up with numbers as you do it. I mean, there's going to be copies and repeats of them. Like, you're not going to be able to ever stop that, especially with quickset being 6 depths, 5 cuts. And then take out the max, you've only got X number of whatever. Lock Force, it's your time to answer that question. How many changes does Quickset have if you take out the max violation? SE lock and key. 4 o'clock. Thank you. Or you can just literally print a master key list and X out the ones that are not any good, and then just go by that and then cut them all and then go back and forth. But this was obviously not one that I came up with the numbers. Obviously they are, original Schlage, so that's just wild coincidence that happened. This happened. This is sad. Everybody just, I know, I feel really bad about not this. Okay, formaldehyde, byproduct of the plastic curing process. It's the same thing that creates a new car smell. That's exactly what it was. And Tyler loves that new car smell. Pop quiz. I didn't do my homework. Yes, I'm not gonna. That's part of the lock force thing. Is you don't have to if you don't want to. I decided that when I jumped in Night Owl's live stream last week, and I was immediately faced with a challenged question. And I was like, so sad news on this front, on this week front. Very sad news, everybody. Everybody should give me a thumbs down for not attending this auction. This was a local auction of somebody who actually apparently collected padlocks, and it was through an auction house with all his other crap. And I found out about it like Wednesday night, and it was for the next day, Thursday night at 6:30. So I've never been to a country auction, and so I'm a little, trepidatious about going to one of those that's out in the middle of nowhere, because I feel like it's one of those things where I feel like, I can fit into country atmosphere just from hanging out here in Mississippi. By damn it, I can hang out with anybody. Okay, where you going, girl? You don't see that fucking sign? Oh. Gee, I want to throw something, but I don't need to throw anything quite yet. Anyway, and yeah, I always, I kind of get worried that, if I went by myself, that, if I outbid the guy, so, I imagine getting into a bidding war with this one guy, and then next thing you know, I'm out back getting trussed up by my ankles and drug across a cornfield behind the back of a Ford F-150 that has a dog in the back that's barking at me just because I outbid him. So, long story short is I didn't go to the auction. It was also like thunderstormy, and that area in particular is really, really good about getting pop-up tornadoes during our weather. Pop-up tornadoes. We can take a second and do a pop-up tornado. Pop-up tornado. That was wait. This kind of crap pops up in Mississippi, and that actually is going. There's maybe a little bit of a lag read up, stuff like that, but the wind is actually going from the north to the south here. This kind of thing is wildly dangerous. One, because we used to wind going that way. It's funny that at least when one time the truck got to across the street there, and a window, all that way, and flooded inside the coffee shop where their expensive coffee maker thing is. So yes, but going back to the auction, this is another batch. And if you look at the top there, that is one of those little banks, Coin Bank, and it's a deposit guarantee bank from Jackson, Mississippi. I just hope whoever won this auction that day, that dude with the dog in the back of his truck, I just hope he loves these as much as I would have if I would have won it. Because I've actually made keys for one of these little banks. It's a coin changer. You drop your coins in there, and it sorts them. It's a neat little mechanism, and it uses a neat little forked key that I handmade with no prior knowledge of it one time before, because back then I was a badass locksmith, but now I'm just old and feeble. And I told Kim, I said, it's going to be funny that dude with the F-150 and the dog in the back is going to show up here with that bank saying, I need a key made for this. I'm going to smack him. He'll be in the city then. He'll be under my mercy. Heck yeah. He also had some mailbox locks with a dual combo locks on them too. So those were pretty fascinating. I suck so hard because I didn't go try to win that stuff. There we go. Pete, approve that link. Peter, sorry. Night Owl with the win. 15-6-25. Night Owl is going to have to be our chief of operations for Lock Force. The guy that runs that dude? Yeah. Man, I really should have gone to that thing, I guess. But Mechanical security, what's up? How are you? Oh, rain. Oh, so I may have had that up too loud. Sorry about that. Not all quicks are 5-pin. Most are 5-pin. The 6-pin ones really are the Titan stuff, which is pretty rare nowadays. And the true 6-pin is very, very rare. That's why I was I was kind of like weirded out because they called Lishy called it the KW5. KW5 is a true 6-pin, just like the last is the pin, the 6-pin is the 6-pin. Titan is actually the first pin is the 6-pin. So it's not. I don't know. I never had figured out whether that's a. I'm assuming it works for both. I'm assuming they meant the Titan. Wayne busting out with the Phillips screwdriver invented in 1936. Oh, now y'all talking about Schleg. Y'all getting mathy on me now. That's way too much for me. Way too much. I'm going to trust all these numbers. I'm going to trust. That's your entrance exam into Lock Force. All you guys throwing numbers out there. Gates and padlock. Yeah, KW5 gates. There's one gate company makes that stupid. If you've ever been to a pool, you've noticed that. Yeah, that bitch did park in my parking spot and go to the freaking restaurant. If you pull up on the ones you pull up on it, some of those oddball ones with the plastic housing had an actual KW5. And that's literally the only reason why we ever had those KW5s in. And let's see, we are going to talk about now. We're over the lock thing, the padlock thing. May they have a good life wherever they ended up. So we have a fake. What is this? What is this, Rune? Rune, you're up. It's a fake one though. It looks like what Rune messes with, oval, half oval type cylinders, and probably Ian and a few other guys in here. Can't remember who. I know Ian and Rune probably have see these all the time, but it's actually not that. This is a fake one. This is an Anderson door American version that uses it's just a key and knob cylinder in that housing. So you just once you unscrew it from the inside, see, fake your view, unscrew those two screws. There's one missing, but that Phillips head screw is holding a plate. That plate's holding a little short spindle that is going into the center of the door where it's one of the 3-point mechanisms with the drop hooks on the side. So it's pretty intimidating if you run up on it to work on it. And you have to take all this apart because you do have to take the plate off, and you take the handle off first, held on with set screw, handle off, and then those two screws that hold this little square thing that literally just sits, freely sits only by pressure of the plate being squeezed together. And then from the inside, or from the outside, if you look down in there, you can see that the back of the cylinder right here is wait, this one, that literally just goes into the cross piece that is in the center of the door. And then I didn't get a picture of it because I was doing video, but it literally, if I would take my hand and do this, it would just drop a standard key and knob style cylinder out into your hand. So just a little bit harder to get to, no big deal. Just another fake lock. Scandinavian oval, thank you. Yeah. So yeah, and they don't work well, especially in Mississippi. Our soil's so bad, and some of them there's Hoppe, Hoppe, Anderson, But hop uses a actual profile cylinder, so that's not, cause this is one of the more uncommon ones, and I don't know when this was put in. I want to say it was like 10 years ago. To do the age on the exterior handle, I'm just basing that on that and kind of the age of the house. It looks like about 10 years ago they put in all new doors. So most of the time we run up on either a profile cylinder. CES is another one. Oh, a plastic cap CES where you got to pull that brittle cap out. And then hop, and then there's a handful of other ones. But this one, the problem with it is our soil sucks so bad. And when you lift the handle, it's a little, like here's the edge of the door, and this thing goes at the top and the bottom of the door, which positions it not this way, right, but just at the top and bottom of the door. So it's still all in the frame, and but it's 3 points. But you have to lift the handle, and then you have to hold the handle on this one, on the Anderson, to turn the thumb turn. Normally you lift the handle and it engages it, and then you're allowed to turn the thumb turn. On these Andersons, and that style is, yes, troublesome with the Yazoo clay, as we call it, Yazoo clay. Red clay it's here, it's Yazoo clay. We have a town called Yazoo, and it's just called Yazoo clay in Mississippi. Red clay, the bane of everybody's existence. It has made us a shitload of money over the years in adjusting doors. Still to this day, every day, every freaking day, I have to adjust locks to make work, thanks to red clay. Any out-of-state construction people that start working here that do not have experience with red clay quickly find out that our red clay is horrible, which is why, kind of leading into, did not expect this, but that's why we can't grow tall buildings. You know, New York, Night Owl, some of you guys up there in the north are used to like 8,000 story buildings. Our buildings can't grow bigger than about 18 floors because of that red clay. Because while we do have bedrock, it's wildly expensive to drill down that deep here, and we just have so much shifting that our height on our buildings is limited. So that's why we don't have hugely tall buildings. About 18 floors is 18 to 25. Let's see. The tallest one would be the Landmark Center, and I want to say it's like 20 something. I don't know. I have to go back. I keep wanting to say it's like 18, which is the view that I'm looking at now. It is zoomed in, and you never realize how dirty the top of your van is until you look down from a building window and say, damn, my van top is dirty. I never have my ladder when I go to wash my truck, and I have to have my ladder to climb up there and use the brush to clean it off. Alrighty, let's see, what else do we have here? Yeah, let's get into the end of stuff. Oh, I know what we need to do. It's 11:46, so guess what we need to do? We need to do a little minor episode of the locks that we've lost this week. That is right. It is time once again for the locks we've lost this week. And I don't have any special preamble to this, so we are just going to do the one that we did last week because I already have it ready. Wait, wrong. Very dramatic. You can make anything dramatic with music and slow-mo. All right, guys. So, somebody pointed out last week that they missed me throwing locks. I've done my fair share of throwing locks, and if I had more time, I would have pulled up my folder that I have titled "Throwing Locks," but I didn't have time to do that. So, yes, let's just go over some locks. You see, I have a little bit of a buffer this week, just in case, and I'm actually going to cut the microphone way down, in case it hits the intended target. Go back over the comments just real quick. Please don't tell me to use the hinge doctors for door adjustments. James asked about the hinge doors. You can look at the hinge and tell, especially on commercial doors. I don't do it for residential, but for commercial doors, yes, I do, because most of the time you can tell it's the actual top hinge. And likely the one, I'm not a door guy per se, but I don't like screwing around trying to beat out rusted hinge screws. I've got people for that. So if I'm on a job and I have to make the door lock for them, I do use it. I just use the one without the handle. I've seen the ones with the tweakers or whatever. But if it doesn't do it, if I only use it on the top hinge most of the time, and if it doesn't do it, if it doesn't squeeze up the gap, I don't use it. But I am very cautious with them, I'll put it that way. Also, make sure people don't stand around them, because I just don't trust that thing's not going to explode and blow up. So really all we have this week is, Ian's got to guess in that it's 3, right? So, quick set, yes, we have an obviously, and I love this design. It was an awesome design, y'all. I mean, it's a shame. It's a shame that we have to dispose. Ooh, I forgot to turn that shit down. Sorry, hold on. Need a spike meter here. Let's see, let's turn this down. Oh, wait, what happened? No. Come back. Come back. Okay. Shoot. It wasn't supposed to work like that. Okay, I turned it down just a bit. Hey. So yeah, it's a shame that we have to do away with this, because these were really pretty, even though they were quick set. Really pretty design. I love that. What you call that? Zigzaggy Romanesque-ish look. Thank God for that bumper. Hope everybody's been doing well since I've been away for. Every one of them went in there. I'm getting way better at this by using a way bigger container. LSDA faceplate. Alrighty, what else do we have here? We have an old Wiser, several old Wisers actually. This is the old Wiser. We have had old Wisers go away before, but most of the time it's because the knob does not pop out. I've done videos on this Wiser videos. I will try to remind myself to go back later and linking it. But if there's anybody on the lock force right now who would post my Wiser videos, I don't know if I have a playlist or not. I knew that one would be loud, so I just muted it. And strike plates. Actually, I hate. Just turn your down. Going back to our soil thing, I hate it when they, because old Wiser used to have a bigger cutout. And this causes problems. Hey, my Phillips bit. This causes problems because it's so small. And then when you add in like rubber weather stripping, and some people are like, well, that's what this thing's for. No, that's not what that's for. If you bend this out, if you bend that out, that literally makes it so that you can pull the door open because it gives it a ramp. So it's not what that's for. Old Wiser. Look at this. Look at this little fella right here. This is old Wiser. Boom. And we see why these are not used anymore. That's a 1/2 inch bolt throw. Used a small little what you call it? Small little prep hole, 5/8 prep. These are extremely hard to get back together when you're putting them back on the door because the tail pieces have to go in. Hell, even when you have it in your hand, because the tail pieces have to go in, and the hole is so small, you can't. You don't have a whole lot of like wiggle room to guide the tail pieces through like I'm doing here. When you're doing it on the door, it's just a matter of holding your mouth right. But these were unique in that they had a screw on each side instead of 2 screws on one side. People always freak out, and I'm like, you don't have to worry about it as long as the outside or the inside screw is on. But we can see when the deadbolt's fully assembled, we can see an issue there, and I have not actually taken this apart to find out why it is stuck in the upside down position. Now, let me dump this real quick. Ow! I try to collect as much debris as I can from the job site and just dump it in the box. But let me get out these little screws so I can throw this away. The only problem about that is I try not to have a lot of debris mixed in. Next. Almost. Nope, actually, we got 3 more, y'all. 3 more. Another quick set. I believe that. Another quick set. I'm going to check up on the comments real quick in case somebody said, Jason, what the hell are you doing? Oh, I need to approve. Dang it, I got to assign you guys your moderator status here. Be a bit louder. Let me turn that back up. See you, Logmania. Thank you, Wes and Night Owl. Looks like 2 different links too, so awesome. Corrosion. And obviously, the guy was like, can you fix this? I said, no. That is not really a fixing thing when it's missing. It actually looks almost like that variation of the top. That looks like a mix mash to me. I just noticed that. I didn't even notice it on the door, but this was already two different locks. I went way in the back. Setup keys. And actually, I got some good screws here. 3-inch screws. You can use those. I always use those. And another. Obviously, I'll replace these with face plates. And this is kind of an unusual one to have to replace. This is a Schlage Keyway LSDA, one of these 10 series. This is their cylindrical. Oh wait, it's too shiny. Why are you so? Oh, I've got a glare on the window. coming off that front window. The only thing I hate about, and this is actually, only thing I hate about LSDA cylindrical is how small these rosettes are. Look how tiny that is. Okay, so this is the old, right? The outside. This is bent, by the way. We can look at it right there. Wait. Wait. Okay. So yeah, it's like bent, and you can see how messed up it is, and it's literally bent that way. But if you look on these, you do have to turn the key, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, to pull the cylinder out. No, you don't. So there, we got a good cylinder out of it. This may not have been an LSDA brand before, but I put in one because that's what. Hey, how are you?
You having luck with that 636 Ninja key switch?
The one he just brought in?
Yeah.
No, I told him it'd be like after 1 o'clock.
Oh, after 1 o'clock. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But what year was it again?
2003. 03, 04, working the same year pattern.
But see, the key's not going in. It feels like there's something in there, and I've never seen ignition that looks just like this. So my standard key that's supposed to fit it is not. Let me write down your phone number though, because I'm about to start on this.
Okay.
What's your phone number?
601.
Wait. Okay, I'm back. Hey, Mr. Harassing. Hey, Ghost. Where was I? Hey. Yeah, long story. Long story short, I'm going to talk to my LSDA representatives about that stupid small diameter rosette. Here we have the infamous Jeff Moss knows about this. He had a little problem with one of these. This is actually a good deadbolt, aside from the fact it is not a good deadbolt, so it's a good, not good deadbolt. These were the worst freaking ones. They use these little floating latches. I call them floating latches because literally they float in and out. This is the B360 series. Heavy. They were actually pretty nicely made, except mechanically it uses this little doodad right here. It's on this side. This goes under, and then this goes in that hole right there. When you turn the key, it flips it out, and it locks it in once it's on the door. So you're thinking, wow, it's loose, but literally once you get the key to that position, that does lock it in to the door. So really the only thing that's good on this is for repair parts is going to be this mechanism right here, the tailpiece, and this latch actually is still functional and not bent. They were very crappily made. So the only time I would likely reuse this would be on a front door, and actually the thumb turn's not bad either. likely I would only use this on a front door that had one of these on there where it was like baked in the door, you know, like you really couldn't change it without having to repaint or restain the door. Or I doubt I would sell this thing as, you know, an active use. Another thing about these is literally this part right here. When you're trying to get this on the door, this was the period of time when you should not have ever bought Schlage locks. Even I think Schlage mentions that. But so when you're putting it on the door, you have to guide that in, and it's supposed to it's supposed to ride up on that rubber and like self-hold, and then your screws went through. This was literally one of the worst designs that Schlage ever came up with. Everybody was so thankful when they changed them. And that's it. Last but not least was another deadbolt that I put in. I actually had to convert a Baldwin handle set on the front door, same house. He wanted double on it, and I took I converted an old double cylinder deadbolt, but I first tried with this Schlage. So anyway, that's it for the locks that we've lost this week. Farewell locks, not too many of them. Most of them it was way past time for them to go anyway. Do you have that ASA 560 Mortise lock in the cardboard box? Yeah, that's right. That's right. Oh, heck. Heck, it's right. Where'd it go? Yeah, it's still over. Yeah, over there on the. Let's see again. You can actually see it. See the orange code books right there? It is literally directly underneath here. Oh. Right there. I say it's beautiful. So yeah. While we're looking at things. Yeah, I still got it. I just put it up there to get it out of the way. And we're kind of starting to wrap it down. I know we are getting on up there to 12 o'clock. We're going to try to make those 12:06, and we're going to try to cut this dead on so that I can start calling myself more of a live feed person or whatever. Staying on schedule. Gotta stay on schedule. People have things to do, things to see. Make sure I didn't miss anything real quick. Did I miss anything? I did not go over a couple of topics, but they're not a big deal. They were kind of off topic, so. Yes, we're good. We're good. Let me hide this thing because it's driving me crazy. There's this bar going across my screen. Stop it. Thank you. Alrighty. Well, on my future projects, since I did take off last week, my next future project obviously is going to be a Kawasaki motorcycle because I think dude wants his motorcycle lock done. I don't know what we're going to do with that, but maybe I'll update it in the comments later. In the meantime, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. I appreciate all you guys who have joined in. So, a small surprise package. Thank you, Rune. I appreciate all you guys. We are going to be initiating the Lock Force initiative. So, make sure and stay tuned in future live episodes for that. Put together our plan of action, our plan of attack. Lock Force! Should be able to sight read it. Yeah, if I could get the dust cover out of the way. Obviously, I'm not doing too great with dust cover manipulation today. So worst case scenarios, I'm going to pick it, hopefully, and sight read it because yes, it is the Kawasaki's. I've already got the code sheet out because we were going to do that in this live. Oh, and another thing. Oh, two other things, real quick. So where was it? Dang it! What was I gonna say? Oh, we remember these fellas. All right, from a couple of them ago, we just got verification. We just gave them pricing on. Hold on. just gave him pricing on this guy. Remember the Mercedes, the Mercedes gas cap lock, and also these little things right here. These have codes on them. This is another thing that I'm going to be working on today because I just got authorization to go ahead and make the keys for that. And if we remember, one of them had a code. It was not that one. Yes, may have been this one, but one of them had a code on it. The gas cap was severely rusted. After that live, I soaked it down and I threw it in a plastic bag, and it has been sitting there ever since. And I actually, yesterday, before I left the shop, after I got authorization to do that, I started going through my keys to find the gas cap key. It is a, well, this is a Taylor key, M73N, and actually an old nice Taylor, I can't glare again, old nice Taylor key. So believe it or not, look at this, the plug is reacting, y'all. Now the locking lugs, not so sure about those, but the plug itself is certainly reacting to my gentle persuasion. And I went ahead and hammered it down. This was poking out real bad right there, so when you stuck the key in, it jabbed you in the thumb. So I just beat it down with the hammer. Not my problem. Not my problem. So yeah, we're gonna give these a shot. Definitely am able to do the one that had the code on it, because I did pull that one up. There it is, which was S. Oh yeah, we couldn't figure this one out. It was like S654, whichever one it was. It had a valid code, and this one is actually going to be crap. That's going to be a double-sided, a true double-sided, and no telling what it is. So yeah, that'll be the rest of my afternoon for sure, is working on these, working on this motorcycle lock, and then I'm gonna try my best, y'all, Monday to get back in the groove, because I need to get some videos out. It's been a minute. My statistics are going, Jason, you haven't done any videos forever. T-shirts, yeah, I got it. I'm working at Lock Force T-shirts. Wow, that's a good idea. I'm actually working. I got to get back on that project too. I need to clone myself, y'all. I need like 2 more clones. Approving some links. Hey, James Randolph, I didn't see you in. I don't know how long you've been here. Everybody squeezed in. You need a Lock Force meme. Lock Force. Anyway, y'all, yeah, we are over, and I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the video now that I went over that. Still got to put out my lube off video that I hadn't done, so get back in the groove of stuff. Next week, next Saturday, is going to be Saturday Live 20, which is a little bitty minor milestone all in its own, so I'm going to have to kind of come up with something special to do for that. So yes, I'll get back in the groove of stuff, and we'll just go from there. So as always, I appreciate all you guys who have joined in. That bitch that parked out front is still parked out there. I'm going to go make sure and thank her when she leaves. But in the meantime, I'm going to be playing with motorcycle locks and all that. So I hope y'all have a great weekend. I don't know when I'll see you next, what video will come out next, but whatever does, I'd appreciate it. Always hit your thumbs up if you have not done so, and like the video. Make sure you're subscribed, because I know a few of you who watch may not actually be subscribed. You just get the notifications. I don't know how that works, but YouTube's kind of crazy with their subscriptions and all that, and notifications. Even they're confused about it. So y'all have a great weekend. Appreciate y'all tuning in as always, and we'll catch you next video.